Welcome back to Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Monday, February 3rd, 2020. Let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. The first stage of the memory process is called encoding, which is just a fancy way of describing how we sort out sensory information. And trust me, I couldn't even begin to tell you what kind of information that Keone Pearson's been processing lately. All I know is that he's been putting it to good use. According to reports, Keone's weight is somewhere north of the 200-pound mark right now, which is the biggest it's been in his entire pro career. To his credit, Keone is doing everything he possibly can to be ready for his 212 debut. But unless I hear otherwise, right now, my guess would be that we still won't see him compete until sometime later in the season. The older I get, the more I start to think that young people today are getting, well, soft. It feels like most of the population under 30 years old seems to live by the mantra, whatever doesn't kill us makes us weaker. But just for the record, I'm lumping Dieu into the small fraction of Generation Zers who don't. Today, the Dieu camp posted a new chest training clip on Instagram where we see the second-year pro getting his week off to a fast start. After winning the Romania Pro at the end of last season, Dieu has no pressure on him to compete until Olympia weekend. So if he remains patient, which isn't something most people are good at nowadays, it could end up paying off big time come Olympia week. One of the guys who works at the office has a picture hanging up that says "fearless in the face of adversity." And if you look at how quickly Abner Logan's made the transition from the NFL to the IFBB, you can tell right away that adversity isn't something that slows this guy down. Logan is 5 weeks out from making his debut at the Arnold Classic, which is insane when you consider how short the time span has been from his days in Buffalo until now. I've said it a million times, you have to be true to your passions, because once you get in the habit of doing it, you'd be surprised how many doors will start to open your way. I'm sure you probably all heard the expression about the mold being broken after they made someone because they're so unique. But I'm also pretty sure that no one broke the mold after Akim Williams. Actually, I think he was probably such a freak of nature from the time he was first created that the mold actually broke around him because it had no other choice. The final phase of Akim's prep is right around the corner now, which means it's now time to pull out all the stops. But knowing him the way that I do, he lives for these moments because these are the times when he gets to show the world exactly why he's truly one of a kind. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo reminding you to always be true to your passions. And make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.